We are doing this podcast at a very interesting time in Los Angeles history.
Yeah.
Last night, many would call it the greatest, I don't know, there's a lot of hyperbole going on, the greatest, craziest moment in the history of LA gangsters / street music.
I wouldn't call Kendrick Lamar gangster music. I call Kendrick Lamar real music.
But a lot of people are highlighting the fact that there were so many people from different gangs who were on stage together.
You have to pay attention to what's going on. You take a guy like Kendrick Lamar, who grew up in Compton. He grew up in the heart of West Side Piru.
Where was Snoopy Badass?
No. Some of those guys were the ones on stage who ran him in the bathroom.
That stage had a gaping presence missing. We need to see the real King of Compton on stage next time at K-Dot. Anyway, keep going.
What he did do on Juneteenth.
Where was Brian Pumper? You go.
He unified the city, both sides. Everybody got along. I hear there wasn't no issues in the parking lots, wasn't none. So I didn't hear about any like late night after party, no violence going on, and that's letting people know that the city, California, the West Coast, is behind Kendrick. Huge L for Drake.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
The worst part about that was YG.
Because he got mentioned in the Drake song.
Drake could never perform that song and mention YG's name. But see, he did that to himself because if YG didn't approve of that, by you doing that, you'll have K-Dot looking at YG, two niggas from Compton, like, my nigga, like, what you own? So he had to step out there and be like, bro, leave my name.
But YG had a song a couple weeks ago too, where he basically said like, when there's smoke, don't put my name in it. Basically telling Drake, I don't appreciate you throwing my name in the mix there, even though we may have had a good relationship over the years. You're really seeing how people's loyalty, as much as, giving people career opportunities can help make them loyal to you, still at the end of the day, the street shit, the gang shit, the where you're from shit matters much more.
Hell yeah, that matter. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is the most relevant, biggest thing in Southern California. I mean, on the West Coast, period, as far as I'm concerned. So why the would YG want to be in bad standings with that for no reason? And they from the same city. Right. That's crazy. YG did what he was supposed to do.
So the question is, a lot of people have been asking this one is, where was Chuck in all this?
Oh, I can speak on it. Chuck's expecting. He got a child on the way.
Okay.
So he was... he was tending to that. He had something going on.
Okay, if his girl was giving birth at the exact hour that the concert was taking place, I would maybe buy that excuse. But outside of that, I mean, I know what it's like to be waiting for your girl to have a kid. It's not going to stop you from driving an hour on the freeway to go to arguably the biggest event in LA rap history.
Let's be real, right? Let's just be real. Everybody that was on that stage,
right,
at one point in time, has been on a game stage or a game in studio session. Okay, they were just in Snoop Dogg's compound.
Okay, a
lot of the main people that was on that stage, that's main people know, was there with Chuck and everybody else. Ain't no issues with Game and Kendrick.
Okay.
The song starts off with,
but Game did kind of take Drake's side, right?
No, he didn't. He said, I f with Drake and I f with Kendrick.
Okay.
Game is a guy who he's fidgety and he gonna want to get into something.
What does fidgety mean here?
He just noticed Rick Ross kept taking shots.
Okay.
Him going at Rick Ross wasn't no slight at Kendrick.
Okay.
Him going at Rick Ross is going at Rick Ross. Now, it was a little uncomfortable for me, right? Because of the politics of our circles. You met Big Duck.
Big Duck.
That's Rick Ross head security.
Great American.
Fruitown Piru.
Yeah.
You met Lil Jon.
Yep.
Fruitown Piru. So you got to remember, when you playing with Game, he gonna play it out. So I was happy that Ross didn't respond and it didn't go someplace else, because both squads we kind of together. But as far as last night goes, bro, you got to remember, it's a lot of motherfuckers that wasn't there.
Right.
Right? And, if bro got something to do, we got something to do. I didn't see him get... I've watched games stand up Steven Spielberg.
I mean, there wasn't.
If he got something to do, he got to do what he do.
People are saying like, "Oh, this is bringing together every hood in LA." I mean, there's not enough room on that stage for every hood in LA to be represented, right?
But it was a
very nice cross section.
Rules, you know, I see
alleged Hoovers.
I see my man Runchy from Great Street there with the basketball player DeRosa. You know what I mean? I seen Runchy there, but it was really like I seen Rick Rock do something on his YouTube page. It was the right people there for that. Now you have to understand, everybody's not for that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But those that are for that, it was the right people. It was a great look. It was a movement. It was something that hasn't been done since the Nipsey March. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Kendrick asked me to be there, but I had a chiropractor's appointment.
You know, I mean, shit, that's believable.
And I felt like it might be kind of weird to have the Woods represented on stage like that. Like, I feel like my presence might have kind of overpowered Kendrick's presence.
Adam, you got to remember, like, bro,
I might have snatched the mic and just spit all his verses for him. I don't know.
This is No Jumper. This is West Coast. Yeah. Even though you from where you from, when you mention No Jumper, we claim this as West Coast.
Yeah, I've seen you doing that. It's a little troubling for me.
I don't know why.
Not a man.
You built that shit over here, right?
Right.
Am I right?
No, I like that because you told AD&T Rella at one point, you were like, listen, why would I not go do a show with them when that's one of the biggest hip hop platforms on the West Coast? We have to care about that platform. They didn't really like know what to say in terms of like you viewing this as one of the things that is keeping LA route healthy.
That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact. When somebody needs to get something out there to promote something, when it comes to music, when it comes to the culture of hip hop and what we doing on the West Coast, right? Let's be real, bro. It's not per se the radio stations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Them days is over.
When you look at the West Coast, right? You know, not taking nothing from Vlad, but Vlad's like a universal guy. We don't know where people don't know that Vlad's back
and
here.
You kind of need to be at a certain level to.
When you,
let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
The level is a little lower over here.
Because it's accessible.
We with people who are
and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing around the corner because. People say, Wack, you about to fire your room up. How's Adam gonna feel about that? I said, you gotta understand. The reason why me and Adam click so well is because we're both businessmen and we both know what to do and what not to do. Adam, as he just said, Vlad's here. No Jumper's here, right? I'm going lower than Adam. I'm going to the underground artists. I'm going to the artists that might be prepped to someday get to here.
Wack's going low.
But guess what, right? Who's the next best thing if you're trying to get to No Jumper, prep yourself, get a light on yourself to get to No Jumper, then to go to the Honey Show and talk to Wack, right? If you're up and coming, right? People
go fuck with Wack. You might get extorted. You might get the shit beat out of you in the parking lot, but you'll have a good time.
No, that's your building. And thank God that I came into play. Let me tell y'all something I'm not telling y'all.
This little thing, all right.
He begged me. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna
leave it alone. Let's keep.
Because you know we just talked about it.
We did just talk about it.
I'm gonna leave it alone.